Hey guys, it's Richey here, and this week's video is going to be a little bit different. We did an interview with one of our go-to vendors. This is an insurance vendor. And insurance is something, obviously, as a rental property owner, that's extremely important. And understanding what you need, why you need it, how much you need is something that every landlord should pay attention to. So we asked him a bunch of questions that we get frequently from a lot of our clients. So I hope that this interview will help you, it will help answer some of the questions that you might have related to insurance and your rental property. So let's take a look. Okay, thanks Rick for joining us today on our show. We have Rick Mikszan and his team from State Farm. They are kind of our number one go-to for all things insurance, and we rely on them heavily to help our property owners as well as our tenants. So thank you guys for being on here today. We have a number of questions. I also have Calvin McGettigan, who's our business development manager. And so we just wanted to have a discussion today about a few things related to insurance and rental properties and how you guys serve our clients and what we can do to, what information we can provide out there to other landlords.
Absolutely. I'm Rick Mikszan. I've been an insurance agent for about 32 years. I've had a State Farm agency since 2002 here in the McLean Tyson's Corner area. We insure rental properties, which is the key for our relationship with Richey Property Management. Rental homes, we call them RDPs, rental dwelling properties, or rental condos. And so those are the ones that we primarily can insure, for the property managers. What's key, for us is we develop personal relationships with our customers. We're not the big call center insurance company, like the ones where you'll never talk to the same individual a second time. So we get to know the families and the individuals on a more personal basis, and our customers appreciate that. So we've had a longstanding relationship with Sue and Craig and their company, Richey Property Management. They do a fantastic job. They do it right. And so we're thrilled to be here and just working with you guys.
So question one would be like, as owners transition from owner occupied to a landlord, they need to change their policy. Can you review landlord insurance and what it covers and why they need to make sure this is a change? And is this insurance required by law?
So obviously your interest changes if you're in an owner-occupied situation where you reside in the home and you own the home versus when you have a tenant. Now your interest in liability is changing. The types of policies are different. A lot of times we have to have these conversations with our customers, and we get the opportunity to educate them on their needs changing and the policies changing. We've, like to educate them on, the amount of coverage they're going to need. And as well as if they are working with a property management company, that company would need to be listed on the policy as well. So there's just different concerns that you're going to have if you have, your own policy where you reside in the home versus having a tenant, and also educating the insured about, or the landlord in this situation now, we're changing things over, that your tenant also would need to have their own renter's insurance to protect their belongings and liability as well. So there's different factors that come into play.
There's many insurance companies that will not pay the claim if the homeowner policy wasn't converted to a rental dwelling policy.
Yeah,
okay,
we had that situation come up once.
Yeah, so it's really imperative, that these people convert their policy and make sure that they've changed it from homeowners, to a rental policy, just so that they know that a potential claim is going to get paid.
Absolutely.
The other part of the question, I think that you alluded to, Calvin, was, is it as far as legal requirements? No, there's no legal requirement, but just having property insurance is a requirement of any lender. If there's a loan mortgage on the property, mortgage companies want to know that there's insurance in place, or they'll place insurance on it.
What advice would you give to an owner who is now a landlord, and what steps do they need to take to change their policy?
We also talk about what's involved in now becoming a landlord. Are you prepared to handle the property management, or is that something that maybe could be best diverted to a property management company. But we explain, some of the differences in the policy. One big difference is the fact that loss of rent is going to be paid as part of a claim. You don't have that on homeowners insurance. You have loss of use. What that means in homeowners is we're going to put you up in a hotel or a condo or something while your house is being fixed, while it's being repaired to make it livable again. But now if you're owning it and you're the landlord, that tenant can't live there. So you're losing that rent, right? Potentially, if you can't rent the property. So the policy makes allowances for that.
So if someone has multiple properties, can they extend their coverage to cover all those properties?
Chosen at State Farm to individually insure each property. There may be companies that do offer a blanket, what they call quote unquote blanket coverage, and have a single policy with numerous locations.
So many landlords have trouble getting the $1 million of liability coverage. Why do companies not want to go that high? And why does State Farm offer 1 million? And if the landlord doesn't have the coverage this high, what's the risk to them and to us as a property manager? We need to know.
Okay, well, as we said, we like to, as an office, make the requirement at our office that landlords purchase at least 1 million of liability coverage, because typically once you've placed a tenant into a property, the likelihood of a claim goes up. We have, as I said earlier, we have a very little difference in premium from what a minimum liability limit would cost versus what 1 million of liability would cost. And so we've just made the choice in our office to have that be our minimum for a rental coverage for a condo or a home that's rented.
That helps a lot. That's kind of our industry standard, and I think that's really important. And
within our property management agreement, we ask our clients to add us as additional insurers to their policies. Can you talk about this and what it means to a landlord and us as a property manager?
Yeah, from a underwriting standpoint, State Farm has not charged for the additional insured when it's a landlord relationship, property manager relationship. What the additional insured or relationship is on that insurance policy is simply the lawsuit and what your exposure was. If you were legally liable and brought into the suit as the property manager, you can be defended under our policy if we have you listed as an additional insured.
So what happens is, if a tenant, something happens and they're going to sue, they're not only going to sue the owner, but they're going to come after us as well. And so that's why we want to be covered under there. Of course, we have our own insurance, but we want to be covered under that owner's.
And we do. Well. And so you're defended under our policy and covered, and that's the reason, because that many times is the case.
And I know there are a lot of different components to it related to, say, structure, personal belongings, et cetera. What is the difference in different kinds of renters insurance? Is there one kind and it covers everything, or how do we best advise renters as to what type of thing they should get?
Well, renters insurance, we have just really one policy, and typically what it's going to cover is going to be personal property, furnishings that they own, not permanent fixtures, such as the water heater, okay, or the HVAC system, okay. So, but it possibly could be the refrigerator, if the tenant bought his own, because that can be moved in and out. But it's the beds, the couches, the artwork, clothes. There may be some limitations. There's a limitation on firearms. I think it's 2,500 for guns. Jewelry has a limitation of $1,500 for one item, $2,500 for all items. So you need to buy a separate policy to cover your jewelry. Yeah. But basically, it's the stuff, not the bricks and sticks. We're not covering the building. We're covering, what can come in and out that the tenant owns. The tenant also will have coverage to be given a place to live if they can't live due to a claim. the place burned down in a fire, where they're going to live, so we're going to put them up. And their policy will have a replacement cost of living that will have it'll have a dollar limit to it, but for the most part, they're going to be able to get into that other place.
Yeah.
And then the liability that they might have, so the liability coverage is going to be there.
So why for a landlord? Like why for those landlords out there listening who
Right.
who may not have asked their tenant to get this, why is this important for them to ensure that their renter has renter's insurance?
Okay, because for one, it's going to save a lot of stress, because they may be looking at the landlord, okay, to provide them, especially if they can't now live in that unit, okay, to put them up somewhere else. Okay, so you don't necessarily want that exposure. It may have nothing to do with your fault, that this incident occurred. So why not divert that exposure to an insurance company?
Right.
And that's one of the biggest reasons, and also the liability. The relative cost of renter's insurance, our policy starts at $115 a year.
Yeah.
And
Pretty affordable.
how many, let me ask this to Hiron, how many Hiron premiums have you seen that are more than $115 a year?
Oh, no, I haven't seen. There's probably one or two when they have like a lot of personal property. But other than that, it stays within the 115.
Yeah, it's very rare that premium is more than that minimum policy premium, and that's like less than $10 a month.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it
It's
becomes a no-brainer. Why would you own a property, rent it to someone, and not make that a requirement?
Right.
That they carry it, and then also require that you are on the policy too as that landlord for additional insured purposes for liability.
Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys, and we appreciate all
thank
your
you.
advice and information. And I know hopefully this will help others out there too. And we'll I'll put your guys' information and contact information in the notes below this video, and so you guys can contact Rick and his team if you have any State Farm or any insurance needs here. And you only service Virginia, is that right? Or you service
Maryland,
Maryland.
Virginia,
Okay.
and DC.
Okay.
Nope.
Maryland.
Yeah,
DC,
the
okay.
DMV. For
Okay.
us.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
Okay, thank
Thanks,
you.
Rick.
Great.
you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Sue.
James.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Calvin.
Hiron.
Okay.
Bye. So I hope that video was helpful, and if you like our channel and want more information like this and useful landlord tips and tricks, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell, and you'll be notified every week when we post a new video. Thanks so much for watching us, and take care, and we'll see you next time.